Mike Leach loves the pass, and he may need one in 2020. MarkRogersTV, the voice of college football, bringing you what we hope to be the best in discussion, debate, and analysis. That's our goal and our objective and mission statement, and that's our aim. So here we go with the SEC schedules, of course, released in their revised fashion with 10 conference games, nothing out of conference, of course, for the SEC. Let's look at Mississippi State. We've got my probability index compared to the Football Power Index probability of winning percentage results per game, expectations, and then finally my winner and loser for every game for Mike Leach's first season at Mississippi State. Mike Leach has been a remarkable coach despite all his quirkiness and a bit of a poor attitude at times. He's a bit difficult to deal with if you're in the media. But Mike Leach at Texas Tech, just think about Texas Tech and where Texas Tech football has been since Mike Leach left. They are not a frequent player in the top 25. Mike Leach had the Red Raiders finish in the top 25 5 of his final 6 seasons. And they have been basically mired as a 5 or 6 win team ever since. Then he goes to Washington State, takes over a program that's winning 2 and 3 games per season, and takes them immediately to a bowl game in his second season, and lifted them to as good as top 10 standing and 11-2 record his next to last season in Pullman. Now he comes to Mississippi State, and of course didn't have the luxury, if you want to call it that, of having a regular offseason to install his air raid offense. So that's going to be a difficult challenge for him to hurdle, try to get all the pieces in play without all the workouts and the preparation during the offseason to get this team ready in August for an SEC-only season and the intricacy of the passing game. So for Mike Leach, good things ahead at Mississippi State most likely, but maybe not necessarily here in 2020. This is how I think it will shake out. Whoa, they start out with the defending national champions on the road, and the Football Power Index gives them a 4% chance of winning the game. I'm at 9%. Then they've got Arkansas at home. I say they've got a 72% chance of defeating what was the worst team in the SEC last year. The FPI, this is a huge indicator of their lack of regard of Mississippi State football in 2020. Only a 53% chance of defeating Arkansas at home. Then they've got the date against Kentucky on the road. I give them a 25% chance of winning that game. The FPI at 19%. Texas A&M, I'm just slightly higher and giving the Bulldogs a fighting chance at 22%. And the FPI at 15%. Alabama, Mississippi State. It's actually been a good game. About as much as Alabama's been given a good game on a regular basis by anybody in the SEC Western Division, albeit Auburn is 3-4 against the Tide under Gus Malzahn, but a 2% chance, 4% for me. Vanderbilt, now here's the aberration right here. So I've got the probabilities, but the probabilities don't always add up to wins and losses. Okay, follow me here. So if these teams are going to play 100 times, this is my expectation of how many times Mississippi State would defeat these teams. LSU, 9 out of 100. Arkansas, 72 out of 100, and so on. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to win the game on that date. I reviewed top 10 teams, the AP top 10, in the final standings over the past 3 seasons. You would be shocked to see the number of games that they lose compared to the number of games that they're supposed to lose. Meaning any particular team is an underdog. Let's take a good top 10 team is most likely an underdog 2 to 3 times that particular season. Are they typically losing those 2 or 3 games? No. So I'm making projections here, even though some of them buck the odds. So Mississippi State defeats Arkansas in Game 2, then they go on a long losing streak, which includes, I'm looking for a win for Vanderbilt. Could the Commodores go 0-10? They could, but the probabilities say that they're going to eke out a win somewhere. and it's most likely going to be against a Ole Miss team or a Mississippi State. The SEC could have been kind to to Arkansas and Vanderbilt and guaranteed one of them would get a win by having them play each other. But Vandy and Arkansas do not play each other in 2020. Also, Missouri appears to be down and a likely victim a number of times as well. So Vanderbilt is a 74% chance for Mississippi State to win that game, but I think the Commodores pull off the upset even in Starkville against Mississippi State. Auburn, only an 8% chance, the Bulldogs over the Tigers at home, according to the Football Power Index. A road game at Georgia. This is how lightly regarded Mike Leach's team is. A 3% chance of defeating a team that 4-8 South Carolina defeated last year in Athens. Even Ole Miss, Mississippi State, which is typically a toss-up game, the Football Power Index only gives Mississippi State a 23% chance of winning the game against the Rebels. And then even at home against Missouri, just a 50% chance. I'm at 58%, and that is my second win of the season for Mississippi State. If you add up my records here in regards to the probabilities, I say Mississippi State should win 3 games. I'm predicting them to win twice. The Power Index has them winning twice for sure, or the probabilities say that they'll win twice, and then they've got a 50-50 toss-up. So either 2-8 or 3-7 for the Football Power Index. I've got the Bulldogs at 2-8, probability factor at 3-7 for Mike Leach in year number 1 in Stark Vegas. Leave your record projection for the Bulldogs down below. Of course, Mississippi State typically winning 6, 7, 8 ball games, going to minor bowl games most seasons, but it could be a downer in year 1 for Mike Leach. Although, again, he has overachieved at all his stops. Lock it in here, Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. Best discussion, debate, and analysis. We'll see you next time.